بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today, inshallah, we're going to continue Surat AlHaqqah from the ayah 9 to ayah 18. The last lesson we spoke about the beginning of Surat AlHaqqah, and we mentioned that AlHaqqah at the beginning of the 3 ayat of the surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a way, a linguistic technique in Arabic language which draw your attention of what is meant by al-haqqa. And this is what we can feel in the first 3 ayat about al-haqqa and what is al-haqqa and who can tell you and how you can know about al-haqqa except from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And actually the answer, we mentioned that the answer of this question, we didn't have it last lesson. Because in ayah 4 and ayah 5 and ayah 6 and 7 and 8, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the disbelievers from Qawm Thamud and from Qawm Ad, and we're still with them now in ayah 9, those disbelievers from the people of Fir'aun, or Qawm Fir'aun, and we still don't have the answer up till now for what is al-haqqa or what's meant by al-haqqa as to be explained by the ayat of the Quran. We mentioned al-haqqa literally, it comes from the word al-haq, which is the absolute truth, and al-haqqa is the absolute truth that will happen, inevitable reality that will happen, and we mentioned about it is one of the names of the Day of Judgment. But actually the description of such day didn't come in this surah yet. So we will, inshallah, will come with us today in today's lesson. We'll continue in ayah 9 about another people who are who denied their prophets and they didn't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, the people of Fir'aun. Fir'aun actually is the title of the ruler of Egypt. At that time, any ruler of Egypt is called Fir'aun. It's not a name of the king. It's not the name. It's just the title. And Fir'aun actually of Moses, his name was Ramses II. His name was Ramses II from the pharaonic families at that time. So we know, of course, the story of Fir'aun and Prophet Moses and how Prophet Moses challenged him and all the magicians, and after being was clear that the miracle with Prophet Moses came with a great snake that engulfed all the other snakes came by the magician. Still he was arrogant, still he was fighting Prophet Moses and the believers with him at that time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say here the story. You will find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here in the ayat is focusing on the punishment, as he told us what was the punishment of Thamud and Ad. Now we are going to have the punishment of the Fir'aun and al-Mu'tafikat. Who are al-Mu'tafikat? Al-Mu'tafikat, they are the people with the overturned cities. What does it mean by the people overturned cities? They are the people of Prophet Lut. And they known to have the first people who did the homosexuality was those people. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished them by sending for them Jibril alayhi salam, the angel, and he took the whole city, raised the whole city up till the sky, and then it was overturned back to the ground, as if all the people will be was upside down, and all of them were died, and they have a very severe punishment. And after being overturned, the whole village and يعني fell rapidly from the sky to the ground, or to the place on the its place on the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent on them stones from the hellfire, that being touched any one of them, he will be dissolved immediately. This is also from the punishment of those people of Prophet Lut. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in summary that from those disbelievers, Pharaoh and his people, and those with overturned cities with their sin, al-khati'ah, their sin, what happened? فَعَصَوْا رَسُولَ رَبِّهِمْ, they disobeyed the messenger of their Lord. And what was the punishment? The punishment فَأَخَذَهُمْ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he took them or seized them أخذة رابية. يعني actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took them with a severe punishment. And رابية means exceeding. رابية usually come from the Arabic verb yarbu. Yarbu, when you have something is increasing in size. And this is come from it, the riba, the word riba in Arabic, which is usury or interest in English, comes from increasing the value of the money. That when you lend someone and then you will take back your money, you take it more than the original amount of money you paid. So this is the riba. فَيَرْبُو means it is increasing or it is exceeding. So it gives us the meaning of how much the punishment was exceeding the normal punishment, or exceeding whatever punishment you can imagine. This is the Rabia. So great and severe and painful a punishment. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he spoke about another people, disbelievers group, in ayah 11. Those are the people of Prophet Noah. Inna lamma tagha al-ma'u hamalnakum fil jariyah. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about that when the water overflowed, we carried you on the al-jariyah is the ship. Al-jariyah is the sailing ship. So here Allah is talking about the people of the believers from the people of Nuh, Prophet Nuh, that they were being saved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the great flooding happened at that time, that all the disbelievers being drowned in that flooding, because it was raining from the clouds on the sky at that time, and also the rivers was flooding on the earth. So it comes from the sky and from the earth, the water from every side. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is talking about how Allah saved the believers in the sailing ship. لِنَجْعَلَهَا لَكُمْ, that make it a reminder for you. وَتَعِيَهَا أُذُنٌ وَاعِيَةٌ, that تعيا, to be learned, or to be learn the lesson well. أذن واعية, a conscious ear. What the meaning of conscious ear? That يعني ear, you are listening carefully. When you are listening to something carefully, this is أذن واعية, because sometimes you are listening but you are not focusing on what you are listening. So the word wa'iya, udhun wa'iya, gives us the meaning that we are listening with conscious, or with focusing and attention to what's happening. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that all these punishment happened to those disbelievers, either they are from Thamud or Ad or people of Pharaoh or people of Prophet Lut, or the people of disbelievers with Prophet Nuh. This is 5 examples given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us to get the lesson and the admonition from it and listen to it carefully, fully conscious about that. This is the tadhkira or reminder. Then we have ayah 13. Ayah 13 actually is the answer of the question in ayah 2. What is meant by AlHaqqah, or who will tell you about AlHaqqah and what's meant by AlHaqqah? Here the description coming in ayah 13. فإذا نفخ في الصور نفخة واحدة. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the day of judgment. If it will be blown, نفخ blown, الصور the trumpet, نفخة واحدة, a single blast or a single blowing. We know that, as came in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ hadith, that there is an angel who are now waiting for the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to blow in the trumpet in order to start the day of judgment. Who knows the name of this angel? I'm asking you.
Mikhail, is it?
No?
Israfil?
Yes, who said Israfil?
Oh, Israfil.
The angel.
Yes, Sister
Me,
Angelique,
me.
excellent. It's Khadija, Sister Khadija?
Yeah.
Excellent, Sister Khadija. This is Israfil, yes. Israfil is the
Israfil,
one,
yeah.
the angel who is now waiting for the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to blow in the trumpet. When he blow in this trumpet, what will happen? The beginning of the day of judgment, and all the events will happen simultaneously after that. So here Allah is saying فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ نَفْخَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ, يعني if there will be the horn will be blown with one blowing, what happened? وَحُمِلَتْ الْأَرْضُ, the earth and the mountains, الجبال, will be lifted, حُمِلَت, lifted, فَدُكَّتَا, will be crushed, دَكَّةً واحدة, a single crushing. So at the same time, when the Israfil will blow in the trumpet, another angels, the angel of the mountain, will take all the mountain up and start to be all crushed. The earth and the mountains will be crushed one time only. It will not take time. Just one crushing will make all the mountain and the earth destroyed. فيومئذ, آية 15, فيومئذ يعني at that day وقعت الواقعة. So at that day it will be the day of judgment, and al-waqi'ah is, this will occur during the day of the occurrence, al-waqi'ah, the day of occurrence, and this is another name for the day of judgment. So in Surat Al-Haqqah up till now we have 3 names of the day of judgments. Who can tell me about these 3 names? 3 names.
AlHaqqah is one. Haqqah is one. You just said that word that just now. Oh my God, where was I?
AlHaqqah is one. Number 2, what, ya Shuvon?
Walqariya.
Excellent. And the third?
Yawm al-Qiyamah.
What I am saying now, the third in ayah 15, al-waqi'ah. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ. Al-waqi'ah is another name. We have a whole surah called al-waqi'ah, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is now, we have 3 names up till now in this surah for the day of judgment. And actually, every name is giving you a description of what will happen during this day. Al-Haqqah, it means that it is the absolute truth. Surely it will happen. Al-Qari'ah, it will be like the striking calamity, and it will be sudden, striking. And now Al-Waqi'ah, which means the occurrence of such changes and the destruction of the earth and the mountains. Okay?
Mm.
Any question up till now?
No.
طيب.
No.
Ayah 16. What else? What else will happen? وانشقت السماء. السماء, the heaven or the sky will be splitted, or actually when we يعني be more accurate, انشقت will be divided into different parts, because you remember we took in Juz 32 surahs. One is al-inshiqaq and the other is al-infitar. And both of them are talking about the heaven or the sky. The first one is السماء انشقت, and the second is السماء انفطرت. And remember we mentioned the difference between الانفطار and al-inshiqaq. Anyone knows the difference between al-inshiqaq and al-infitar?
No.
Okay, al-inshiqaq is a division, the complete division of the sky into different parts, but al-infitar is the cleavage or the splitting, is the beginning of the division. Yani as if the Quran is giving you the stages. Its first will be cleavage, yani cleavage, it will be the start of the division at the beginning, but not completely separated into different parts. But when it reaches the separation into different parts, at that time it will be the inshiqaq or inshaqqat. So here the ayah is talking about this stage, which is a complete division of the sky into different parts. And when you see the sky divided into different parts, at that time it will be very weak, frail, which is wahiya. The word wahiya, which is very weak. This sky that we are seeing every day covering us will change into something which is have no value in. And what else will happen in the sky? Ayah 17. وَالْمَلَكُ. Al-malaku here is a word plural. Here plural, which means the angels. And this is from the words in Arabic language that can be plural and can be single at the same times. So al-malaku here is like al-malaika, because al-malaika is plural also. Here al-malaku is giving the plural sense that the angels على أرجائها. أرجائها, its edges. The edges of the sky, the angels will be on it, on its edges. My question is, do we see the edges of the sky?
Do we
No.
see them? No.
It's
No.
ghaib for us, right? It is unseen.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what or where the edges of the sky. But we are now coming, all the scene is unseen for us. It's ghaib. So we can just believe of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. When he's telling us that the angels at that time will be on the edges of the sky, and this sky will be divided, something which is above our mind actually to can imagine properly, but we believe of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. And moreover, above the heavens, above the sky, it will be the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as if there is a hadith where the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is telling us about where exactly the throne or the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he mentioned that the distance between the earth and the first sky that we can see here is 500 years walking, and between every sky is another 500, and between the seventh sky and the Kursi, according to the ulama or the scholar mentioned, it is a place where the foot of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is present. And when we say the foot is according to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the frame of لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, no, nothing looks like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then after this Kursi, 500 years walking to the water, there is a water, and above the water there is a throne, the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we can imagine now that when this sky will be splitted or will be divided, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that the throne will be appearing at that time, being carried by 8 angels. That's why he's saying وَيَحْمِلُ عَرْشَ رَبِّكَ, and your Lord, the throne, will be carried by above them that day by 8. 8 ثمانية. 8 in Arabic means ثمانية, which is 8 angels will carry the throne of Allah. We mentioned where is the throne? The throne is above the 7th sky, 500 years walking to the Kursi, and then 500 years walking to the water, and above the water there will be the throne. So you can imagine how vast, how large, how big. We are speaking about the distance of all these things.
So where is Firdaus then in all of that?
This is another issue, yeah.
No, just because you were describing it, I thought, oh my God, it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, Firdaus is below the Arsh. Just below the Arsh is the Firdaus al-A'la min al-Jannah.
Oh,
but where is the Firdaus at that time? Because here we are speaking about the Day of Judgment. And Allah is saying that the Arsh will be carried by these 8 angels above you. So where the angels, it could be, I don't, at that scene now, it's not the angels, but in another hadith that the paradise or the Firdaus is just below the Arsh, very near to the Arsh, and its roof actually. The roof of the Firdaus is the Arsh. But we are speaking about very vast, very big, very wide distance. You cannot imagine. That's why I'm telling you this is number 1, ghaib, unseen, and number 2, maybe it's above the level of our mind to can figure it out. That's why we are just believing of what we are reading. يومئذ, at that day, تعرضون, you will be shown, all of you will be shown to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا تخفى منكم خافية, nothing among you will be hidden. هنا خافية means secret, no secret. It's not only you physically will be shown to Allah, but even what's in your heart, what's in your mind, what you're thinking, all that will be exposed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at that day, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from his punishment and to make us from the people who are entering the paradise without حساب ولا مناقشة ولا عذاب إن شاء الله. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك لا إله إلا